What's up guys, it's Rico here, and welcome back to another Reverse 1999 video. In the last video, we talked about the Day 5 login reward with the free 6-star Psychube. Today, we're going to be looking at the login reward again, as tomorrow is the 8th and final day of the daily login event. On this day, you're going to be able to obtain Dikke, who is a very strong DPS healing character. So I'm just going to be going over whether or not you should build her, and some important things to note about her kit. So without further ado, let's hop right into it. Alright, so Dikke is a very interesting unit because, as I mentioned before, she's a healer, but also a damage dealer. She is going to be dealing mental damage, and just off the bat, she'll be good into a mental team with, let's say, Regulus or Charlie as your main DPS, and I would highly recommend doing so if you're going to be running those teams. Dikke isn't going to be as good for reality teams, but you can still try to run her. It's just not going to be as optimal since now you're mixing your damage types between reality and mental. Because if, let's say, you're using Cornbloom in a reality team, Dikke is not going to be doing as much damage since Cornbloom only reduces reality defense. She is beast type, so she'll do more damage against those. If we look at her kit, she has a very good balance between single target damage and on-demand healing with her Justice skill here. Dikke's attack skill and ultimate can even do Genesis damage, which is true damage. It will ignore defenses that may otherwise reduce the mental damage she'll do on her ultimate and skill. On top of that, if we look at her ultimate, it does some very respectable single target damage with a 400% multiplier, and again, that Genesis damage just makes this a super reliable single target burst attack. The ultimate will also give Dikke some very useful self-utility, making her immune to stat down effects, negative status effects, and control effects. Another thing to mention if we go back to her healing skill, it can also do additional healing if anyone is under 50% HP. So since you are going to be cycling her healing and attack cards here and there, you can find yourself charging Moxie extremely quickly sometimes to just be able to use the ultimate and get some free hits. This allows her to be very flexible because you can almost just slot her into a team as a sub DPS healer if you need someone to fit the role. And let's just say you're in a battle and you want to prepare your main DPS for a big damage turn, maybe on the current turn you can use Dikke's attack skill instead to just still do a little bit of damage and poke while you use your buffs. As for Psychubes, DPS Psychubes may be something you want to consider since her healing does scale off attack. In general, Brave New World is an example of a Psychube that's just very good for any DPS. It's very potent at enhancing your next incantation after using an ultimate. And so if you use Dikke's ultimate and then let's say her attack skill, then you can get a lot of damage off of it, especially because she's going to be doing Genesis damage on top of her mental damage. His Bound in Duty is another one that's great since it has an amazing 410 attack stat and just some general healing if she defeats an enemy. I would say Dikke isn't that bad of an investment because of the flexibility she offers as a unit. I've even built her myself after I pulled her just because I needed someone to fit the healer slot for now. I will probably be replacing Dikke soon though since I just got Sotheby. She also just has such a cool design. I mean, all the characters have cool designs, but the Judge character really reminds me of Penance from Arknights. Of course, Dikke does come with downsides though. For one, unfortunately she doesn't have any defensive utility that can help protect your team. This may not be an issue in the aforementioned Regulus or Charlie teams, since if you're using Baby Blue, she can give a damage reduction buff. But that's definitely something she suffers from in comparison to Medicine Pocket or Balloon Party, who is another 5-star healer, and also they're just more generic in team building as well as being more healing focused. Or even Sotheby with her cure and poison statuses could potentially just outperform her in the healing and DPS department depending on the team. On that note, her healing isn't the highest either since she only gets the additional healing when allies are under 50%, but also she can only heal from her skill and doesn't get any additional multipliers from like insights or anything. The only other healing increase she'll get is from max portrait levels where your healing skill gets an increase. It's kind of a trade-off for her damaging capabilities. While she does have these damage options, she loses the valuable defensive utility that other healers provide. These are just some of the things you'll have to consider when putting Dikke in a team. While she is flexible, that does come at the cost of losing defensive utility. So that's all I have for this video, just trying to make sure that I get this information out there for you guys. Let me know down below if you're planning to build Dikke or if you already have. I think she is a very fun character after using her for a bit. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it very informational or learned something new. If there's anything I missed, please feel free to leave a comment down below or correct me. As always, check out the links in the description. Remember to like and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this one. I'm Rico, and I'll see you guys in the next video.